let's get straight into it. Today we're doing a natural everyday makeup look. I'm going to take my Pond's moisturizer and I'm going to apply that all over my face. This is a fresh face. I literally just got out the shower. Whenever you're applying makeup on your face, you want to be sure that your skin is nice and hydrated. The last thing you want is your makeup to be dry and cracked and cakey. We don't want that. We're trying to look flawless, not dead. Okay. Next, I want to take my Lean-ish lip sleeping mask and I'm going to apply that on my lips as well. You can apply it at night, but I like to apply it before I put my makeup on because it keeps my lips nice and hydrated for when I'm about to apply my lip gloss, my liners, and my lipstick, things of that nature. Next, I'm going to take my e.l.f. mineral infused face primer, and I'm going to take 4 pumps of that, and I'm going to distribute that all over my skin. Reason being is because we want to protect our pores, because we've had to put several different products on our face. So we want to keep our pores nice and protected, from all that oil and, all that other stuff that could be going in there. That's how we prevent the breakouts and things of that nature. Next, I'm going to take my NYX Microbrow pencil in this shade Espresso. And I'm just going to basically pretty much outline my brows. Everybody don't like their brows, shaded and done. So if you're one of those that just like the natural arch or things of that nature, I would advise a brow gel. Just keep the brows nice and tame, nice and smooth. You don't want your brows looking all wild and fluffy and your makeup, you want everything to match. I'm now taking my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Warm Honey and my Black Opal True Color Foundation Stick in the color Warm Almond. And I'm going to take that lighter shade and I'm going to apply that under my brow. And I'm going to take the darker shade and I'm going to apply it above my brow. Reason why we're doing that is because we want to keep it natural looking. So we do not want that light halo above our brow, because I feel like it really makes the makeup stand out, but not in a good way. We want to keep that highlight within the eye area, So now I'm going to continue to do the same thing on the other side. And you want to make sure you get enough on your brush as well. You're going to also use a flat concealer brush. Every thing that I use today is going to be in the link in the description box below. So don't worry at all. I'm now taking that Warm Almond shade and I'm going over top of my brow. And as you can see, that shade is much closer to my skin complexion. Again, we're going for a natural everyday makeup look. And even if we weren't going for a natural everyday makeup look, you really don't want that halo over top of your brows. It really makes your eyebrows look out of place. And you don't want that. Next, I'm going to take another concealer brush, but this one is much more fluffier. And I'm going to go ahead and buff everything out, starting from the top and working my way into the inner eye. I like to start from the top and working my way down because, again, I have a lighter concealer at the bottom and I don't want to bring that up above my brow. Now I'm going to go in the tips of my brows. And I like to get rid of that harsh line. That's how we get that ombre effect. Now I'm going to take that same Warm Honey concealer and I'm going to put it over top of my lids again. And we're going to use that as a base. I'm going to buff that out as well. And we're doing that to make everything look nice and smooth. Now I'm going to take my Laura Mercier, loose setting powder in the shade Medium. And we're going to apply that over top of our lids. This is going to set our concealer. It's going to stop our concealer from moving. That way it doesn't look cracked, it doesn't look creased or anything of that nature. It look nice and smooth. And if you do sweat in that area, now some people does sweat over their lids, that's going to help you from sweating as well. It's going to prevent that sweating. I'm now doing a method called underpainting. And I like to underpaint because I do suffer from hyperpigmentation. So I'm going to take that LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Fawn. And I'm going to And I'm going to apply that all over my areas where I have like the dark circles or I have any type of blemishes. And I'm going to take a damp beauty blender and I'm going to buff all of that out. And as you can see, as I'm buffing, it's making my skin look much more clear. Some people can just do concealer and a contour and a brow and they can go out the door. But I'm not one of those ones that can, do that yet. So, again, that's why I like to underpaint. You want to buff that out really, really, really good. That's going to also help your makeup, your foundation go on smoother if you have any type of bumps or any acne or anything like that. I'm now going to take my FitMe foundation in the color Coconut, number 355. And I'm taking my Real Techniques brush in the, I believe it's number 200. And I'm going to take my foundation, I'm going to apply that all over my face. And we want to blend, 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 blend. Get up under our neck, our chin area, the corners. Make sure you hit that lace. And I actually needed a little bit more. I like to actually go a little at a time. Sometimes we could put way too much and it can become a disaster. I'm now going back with that Warm Honey concealer. And I'm going to go ahead and start concealing and contouring. I like to take that concealer and like to put a nice little line on the corner of my eyes because it gives my eyes like this nice little lift. And you'll see exactly what I mean once I start blending everything out. Now I'm taking that concealer, putting over above my lip, on my chin. I'm going to also apply it on my forehead just to give me a little brightness there. And then I'm going to go ahead and highlight the bridge of my nose. I'm now taking my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Espresso. Yes, I use concealer as a contour because I feel like it's the best cream contour that you can actually use. That's just my opinion. Some people like to use powders. I necessarily don't like to use powders as a contour, but whatever works for you, go for it. I'm now applying that above my my cheekbones. I'm going to apply some under my chin. And you want to put it under your chin and not above it. I'm going to go ahead and set that. And I actually did let it sit for about like a minute or two before I started actually taking my damp beauty blender and buffing it out. And now we're buffing out that contour. And when you're buffing out your chin, you want to make sure you're buffing inward and not outward. You don't want to have that shadow on the outside because it's going to make your face look much bigger. You want that shadow to fall inward to make it, give you that slim effect. Next, I'm going to take another beauty blender and I'm going to blend out my concealer. And as you can see, my eyes are starting to look a little bit more lifted. That's why I like to apply that line. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And then I'm going to start working my way above my lip. And I'm going where I started at my lip, I'm going to make sure I meet it up under my eye. I'm going to blend out that chin area as well as my forehead. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to blend out my nose. Now, we're going to use our one size translucent powder. And then we're going to go in with my girl Riri, my Fenty, in the shade Cashew. And what I'm doing now is I'm taking another LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Creamy Beige, and I'm applying that in the corner of my eyes. And I'm doing that because this is going to give me some brightness. I got this tip from someone a while back, and ever since then, like, it's been working wonders for me. So, and then I'm going back in with that warm honey again. Now, you can definitely skip this part. I necessarily like to do this simply because, again, I have dark circles and my under eye area creases really bad. So what I'm about to do, you don't have to, but I would advise for anyone who has dark circles up under their eyes, or they suffer from bags or anything, because 9 times out of 10 you probably do crease up under the eyes. And the reason that is because our under eye area is really, really thin there. So it's very delicate, and mine's it's very problematic. So what I'm about to do is I'm taking my one size translucent powder, and I'm going to apply that. And you got to be quick with this because, again, like I said, if you're like me and you crease really fast, you have to be fast with this. So I'm taking a thin layer, and I'm applying that translucent powder over my eye. Up under my eye. And I'm going in now with my Fenty, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm going over top of that. Reason why I like to take my Fenty is because I noticed that with translucent powders, a lot of the times it gives me a white cast, and like when I take my pictures, I look really, really bright up under the eyes, and I hate that. So that deeper shade is going to actually tone it down, and it's going to keep that white cast from showing in any of your pictures. So I'm doing the same thing on the other side. And for some apparent reason, like, my eye was really giving me problems. I had literally just woke up and I was rushing. I didn't have any time to apply my gel pads up under my eyes. So I had to apply more concealer and blend it out more. Again, you do not have to do this. This is something that I like to necessarily do because of the problems that I have up under my eyes. So now I'm going in again with that one size first, and I'm following right behind with that Fenty loose powder. And I also crease in my laugh lines as well, so that's why you see me pressing the powder kind of like behind my nose area. I'm now going back with that Fenty loose setting powder, and I'm going to go ahead and set my chin, above my lip area, my forehead, as well as above my brows because they were a bit shiny. I'm now taking my FitMe pressed foundation powder in the shade Mocha. And I'm going to take my e.l.f. Flawless face brush. It's a more fluffier brush. And I'm going to apply that all over my face. I'm going to go ahead and set the areas that we did not set yet. And then we're going to go ahead and start lightly dusting off those areas that we placed that Fenty setting powder. And if you did go a little too light with like your contour, your concealers, your powder, your setting powders, this can actually fix that. This is going to actually bring all that color back into your makeup. So this actually can solve that problem. Now we're going to make sure we get all that in there really, really good. Get it nice and blended. Make sure we dust everything off. We're not going to dust up under our eyes just yet. Now we're going to take that same Mocha pressed powder, and we're going to apply it on our nose as a contour. I have yet to master cream contours on my nose yet, so that's why I'm using this pressed powder. Now I'm going to go ahead and get that nice and blended. Now we're going to go in with the Fit Me Press Me powder in the color Golden Caramel. And we're going to lightly press that powder into our loose setting powder. This is going to give you that slight blur, that little, I would say, filtered look that we all like to try to go for. And you're just going to lightly press that up under your eyes. You don't want to dust it away because you're going to remove product. Get that nice and blended. And once we're done with that, we're going to take our Physicians Formula in the color Endless Summer. It's an actual bronzer, and we're going to take this bronzer. We're going to apply it where the contour and the concealer meets. And as you can see, it's going to actually give you a nice bronze effect. It's going to actually bring everything together. I actually love this bronzer. It actually smells pretty good. It has like this light scent to it, and I love it. It's like my favorite part of the look. I'm doing the same thing on the other side. And I also like to take that bronzer and I like to apply some on my forehead as well. You know, just to make everything nice and even. And now I'm going back in with that Mocha shade, and I'm just fixing my contour because we can tend to lose our contour when we're doing that press powder method. Look at me dancing. Next, I'm prepping my lashes for when I'm about to apply my false lashes. Now, I felt that my lids needed a little bit more color and a little bit more action. So I went on ahead and took that Mocha pressed powder, and I went on ahead and took a simple eyeshadow brush, and I just went over my lids with that Mocha shade. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. And as you can see, it's starting to come back to life a little bit. Now, once I finished getting my lids all together, you know, getting it back, I took my More Free 24-hour Continuous Luminous Setting Spray. I sprayed that, and I took my Juvia's Place blush palette. And I'm going to take these two colors here, the color Coral and Tan. It look orange, but it's going to come out nice and peachy. But not too peachy. As you can see, it gave us a little blush in our cheeks. I don't really like a heavy blush. I feel like heavy blushes make it look really clown-like to me, and I do not like that at all. So once we get done with applying that blush, I'm going to go ahead and with that same Mocha pressed foundation, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to apply it to my waterline. Like I said, we're going for something natural. We're not going for nothing heavy. This is an everyday natural look. So I then took my NYX pencil in the color brown, and I went over my lips with that. And as you can see, it's just literally gliding on. That's because we hydrated our lips in the beginning of the video. So that's why it's very important to hydrate your lips before applying lipsticks, liners, and things. Next, I took my MAC lipstick in the color Nude, and I applied that to the middle of my lips. And then I took my gloss from Sephora. I've had this gloss for about a year now, and I could not remember it, but it's a lip plumper, and I had to come up with my own little combination. So then I took my Juicy Pop, and again I'm coming up with my own combination. I went on ahead and did my liner off of camera, and then I went on ahead back with my Morphe setting spray, and I sprayed again before I applied my lashes. This is me now applying my lashes. And I used to have the roughest time with applying my lashes. I've gotten so much better. And then after that, I took my NYX Luminous Stick, highlighting stick, and I applied it on my nose and a little bit on my above my cheekbones, you know, just to give myself a nice little, you know, some type of highlight. I like to go over my lip with that as well. And here is the ending result. a nice, simple, natural, everyday look. You can wear this literally anywhere. Follow me for more.